Hello everyone, welcome to another episode here on Malakai. We're nearly finished. So I was doing a lot of turns and suddenly I got this battle right here, which is a Ferric victory. But I really want to show you because I mean this is one of the typical cases that anyone can ask. Okay, how do you deal with mass missile units with slayers, with stuff that doesn't have any shields? So yeah, well, I got 3 cannons and some cavalry and that will have to do. But basically, yeah, it's not an easy one. So Dark Elves are kind of like the opponent versus Slayer armies. That's why I used my Slayer armies to go against them. That wasn't very smart. But yeah, I should. This is nothing if I have some iron breakers here. But okay. So tons of stuff. I kind of want to just make sure that I have the range benefit with the cannons. So let's see if I can do it in battle, shall we? So the battle plan, I'm gonna skip to the side to be close to my reinforcements, and the purpose is to try and get to that position right there because it's much better, more defensively, and it allows my units to just move in, and all the time they likely will arrive and will gather up. And of course they are arriving on that flank and I'm arriving here, which perfect for me. Even if they would appear on my backs, it would be fine as well, because my issue is to close the gap. So I kind of am fine with both situations. Yeah, but without the cannons, this would have been tough. So just typically I would wait a little bit, but I just wanted to show you how, yeah, spell resistance and missile resistance, good luck doing any damage. I was laughing when I realized that they were using their abilities for nothing on this one, because hey, guess what Slayers do hold on versus the spells, you know? So that's the sort of idea here. Now let's move. You can see that my reinforcements have arrived, so have theirs. That's a lot of black arc crossbows. Note in the shades, note that you always have to ensure that you check their stats before the battle, because sometimes they'll have just some stuff. So now I'm deployed exactly as I've mentioned. So my cavalry is there just to go around if needed, and my artillery is not starting to fire anything, especially anything mobile, because why am I targeting the mobile units, not the dark shards or anything like that? Well, for starters, they are large entities, so I get the bonus from the cannons shooting them, and second, these guys will just lure my slayers into bad positions, right? Like if I tell them to click, even if I misclick or anything like that, or I don't realize what the unit is or something, then they'll retreat and they'll lure some of my infantry away, which I don't want to have to deal with that. Sure, you can micro your infantry units, you can be careful, but you know, why not? They're as good as the targets as any. I could be targeting, for instance, the Medusas, but the Medusas are kind of like a more melee-based monster, so that's why I chose that. Now, they are sending in lots of missiles, and that's where I have, you know, as you notice, I have my Slayer Pirates in front instead of the other ones. This is also a small trick. Let them soak in the first few volleys, and if the enemy approaches to a point where they are skirmishing away, you know, they are trying to do this, as you see, then I can send in my infantry, they're close, and the enemy is not going to hit them unless they're going to hit their own units. So this means that these Doomseekers maybe took a volley of fire, which is perfect, and now they're hitting the perfect targets. Bleak Swords and Spearmen, you know, they're crazy good against anything that has that is like chaff, you know. And here's an example. I sent them against the Shades and see how fast they run, and still how much they get into trouble with all these volleys coming around. So yeah, this is why, you know, as soon as I see any units moving around, or even lords and stuff, I gotta be careful. I would love to have like a pit of shades to throw there, but I don't. So overall, I'm sending my thunder barges to the front. I already sent the harpoon against any single targets, likely the Medusas. And I'm just letting my Slayer Pirates shoot at the Medusas or any target really that they can. I don't want to have to shoot above my other units if necessary. So this is good for us because most of their missile units is actually worthless in this strong melee-based combat, which my units are tailored for. So I just gotta be careful with stuff like these witch elves, which are very good also anti-infantry units. But overall, seems that everything is going just fine, actually. Thunder barges are great soakers. They're like a tank that flies, honestly. And that's perfect. That admiral, I should have sent Gotrek against him, because that would have caused some mass routes, that's for sure. And now they do get the murderous prowess, so I gotta be careful. And this is a bad timing on my side. I should have sent the cavalry way sooner so that they would be positioned to attack. But I didn't, which is a problem. But still, it's not a big problem. They'll still arrive in time to deal with this. And now I have the cohesion of my forces issue, which is I've sent in forward the Slayers, but not the Slayer pirates. And certainly not the cannons. So I gotta be careful. I gotta show up and close up the gap, so that my forces feel supported. You know, always be careful with overextending. And this thing, that's the summon. Summons always help against any ranged faction, so it's really cool. Now these shades, these Black Orc crossbowmen, they're doing a ton of damage to my thunder barges, which is a problem, but still, that's their main idea, to soak the damage, you know, and to keep them busy while my cavalry and Slayers close the gap. And I also have some cannons hitting, as you can see here. I gotta be careful because there's my bear cav, so I should be hitting targets that are like isolated from my own units. And I'm sending these 3 units. I just wanted to envelop, but I have to be careful with the reinforcements because these guys, they pack a punch. Look at that melee attack. I mean, that's damage in hiding there. They're good they're a good hybrid unit. Many times people talk about hybrid units and they forget about how good Black Ark Corsairs become, especially with the right stuff. Oh, that was a nice shot. That was a nice shot. I do have double harpoons now. Yeah, look at that. He's gonna die. That helps a lot against all this. And my thunder barges are yet to be in half health. So the one thing that I didn't do, you notice that I'm regrouping. That's always something that I recommend, especially in these large battles. You gotta regroup for the next battle, let's say. It's kind of like you have 2 battles in one. I've routed half of them and now half of them are still dangerous. I cannot just send my units in. So I retreated my units to make them more cohesive, and I'm using the engineer to give ammunition to whoever is missing. And at the same time, my thunder barges are just covering my backs, you know. They are luring the enemy's attack. They still fire, which is excellent. And as soon as they arrive too close to my cannons, they start getting shot at, which is great. That just means free damage for me, while they're wasting their missiles basically on some thunder barges. So that's always nice. Yeah, that's a lot of leadership. I kind of wanted to showcase here. I didn't pick exactly the proper one, but still, I just wanted to showcase the Lord recently died, the damage by artillery. You know, all of that just contributes so much to ensure that these guys just get lower and lower and lower. And the Friends routing, of course, and the fact that the Lord is nearby. That's the biggest issue. Apologies, I'm yawning. I know it's not that the battle is not interesting, guys. I only slept 3 hours because, yeah, at work they put me on the amazing family shift of 3 o'clock to midnight, which is perfect for those who have a baby. It's crazy not. I'll have to complain, but in the meantime, I cannot do anything. And all I can do is just play a little bit more. So let's watch some demigriffs trample units that are not bracing. Get 'em, boys. Sick 'em, boys. Yeah, that immediately causes the mass rout. Look at that. Just the fact that I'm pushing through. That was an awesome battle, actually. So as you can see, always make sure that you retreat whenever needed. You know, so yeah. And that's a close victory. It would have been a Pyrrhic victory otherwise. But yeah, of course the Thunder Barges do a lot of damage, but actually it's not the damage that I was interested here. They could do almost no damage, and my units would. But the fact that they are soaking so much, and keeping the enemy busy while I'll deal with, the bits and bits of the enemy army, that's the perfect one. So, let's continue here. I'm just going to mop up stuff. I think at this moment I thought, well, maybe I should showcase a little bit of how to mop up these things, But I feel that most of the time I'm just showing how to skill the units, and literally I'm gonna think of something that would speed up this part, like that I would give you like a template of what to go through and what to go in. So I'm thinking that next campaign I'm gonna pre-plan it, like showcase how I typically skill heroes and lords, just to make sure that you guys don't have to always watch it, and I'll showcase it once in a while, because doing this like this, the skills, I'd rather just, this is kind of stuff, of course it's a part of the game, but at one point all that you're seeing me is me skilling stuff. Of course I can't explain what, but for instance I'm gonna go missile resistance. Why? Because I'm against the Dark Elves, so it just makes sense, use stuff that makes sense. Also, you don't always have to plan ahead 30 turns. You can plan ahead like in the next 5 turns. What do I need? Hey, missile resistance against Dark Elves. Yes, sir. Thank you. That always helps. So, yeah. So, over here, yeah, why not that demons be damned? It's not... I just want to... I just want to see that filled. That's it. It's my OCD. There's no reason not to have that now because demons are dead. But still, because it's specifically Demons of Chaos, it's because like, why would I need it? That's one race, but okay. I guess maybe they wanted to do something else with it, I don't know. Maybe that was the initial plan or something, but okay. It isn't now. I wish it was against demonic units or something, instead of just a specific race, but okay. So the rest of the skills, as you can see, is just filling out. Wow, the Peasant Uprising. Wow, that's a lot of peasant mobs, dude. You don't have anything else. This is turn 119, and you're recruiting, what, 7 peasant mobs? Okay. What do we have here? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna just position myself in as close as possible in an ambush and wait for them. That's something that you should always do. Like, yes, I got the upper hand, but I can still be... taken out if I do some poor movements like this, like this one. Luckily I have another army nearby, because otherwise that would have been a very terrible move. Oh god, why did I... This is the overconfidence that I was talking about the other day. You gotta be careful when you're doing this, not to go overconfident. Am I the only one that feels that the deeps are so overpowered if you build them in every single place? I mean, I never... consider doing that because it just feels brutally overpowered, I just build them in one place instead of in the capital province, and that's it. 1 per set per stuff. Okay, I cannot start the adventure. Why? Oh, now I can. Yeah, I have to start these adventures. I have 5 turns. Okay, have to start these adventures just to get everything. I keep forgetting about them. That's kind of poor on my behalf, on my side. There's also some weird missions there that I should have accomplished, because I should have done, trade deals with Kislev or Cathay, which I have, but it doesn't memorize it. So always make sure that you start those adventures as quick as possible, because I haven't, and I paid the price for it, or rather, yeah, paid that. And also you get those adventure units, which is immediately good, especially when you get 3 Thunder Badges. I mean, seriously, you can shift entire continents with that, So, what do we have here? Likely just very poor stuff. Let me see. I wonder if there's only settlement garrison. Nope, there's an army there, but that's just doom wheels. I mean, I should be fine with that.
The dwarfs need me.
Let's go for it. I'm gonna siege it. Yeah, I'm gonna siege. Here's what you do. You siege because the better army is in the siege, and then you just attack the armies outside. And the sieged armies cannot engage.
Attack! Summon me if you dare.
But your army that is sieging can. By the way, this is what the AI does to you so many times, so take that AI. So yeah. Oh, that's not what I want. Where's him? Okay, now I can decisive victory this one. Yeah. There we go. That's nice. That would have been a very easy battle, not just lengthy overall. Okay, let me see. What do I want here? Definitely gold. It doesn't feel like it, guys. I've already played this one, by the way. And I've already finished the campaign. So apologies if I'm spoiling. But one thing is that at one point I'm going to use a lot of deeps and expand a lot. And suddenly my income is going to be something like 90,000. And I'm not even trying. I'm not. I'm just building up stuff. So the longer the time goes by, the more this all the deeps give you money because of the turn timer. So yeah, that's one of the things. Okay, let's assign skills because that's all we do in the late game. Seriously, I do the playthrough and I record, and suddenly I realize, oh my god, I spent so much time just assigning skill points, you know? So you can see, for instance, in terms of the army that I have, I'll assign the specific ones for red line, you know? So I'm thinking that I'm just going to go through some episodes just showcasing how I've built the forces, you know? Because it's just much better. Or I'll use Total War Planner to showcase how I will intend to plan those out. And then I don't have to show you 50 times during the campaign. Whichever it's better for these playthroughs, because of course I do want to give you information and to showcase how to do things, but at the same time I do feel there's a lot of redundant information, like, oh, I've seen you level up the lords, it's always the same. Okay, then I'll just do it once and do it properly. Okay, I don't have any Slayer units. I have to do that. So there's 3 things that I feel you should always organize and either you do it all the time and you feel really bad because you're not doing it properly, or you can organize it in specific times. Like you can say, now that I've expanded here, I'm going to organize this. Now I'm going to organize this. You know, kind of like you do on, like your like at. Like you reach the end of the year and you organize your taxes, you know. That's sort of the thing. So number 1 is ancillaries. Number 2 is any specific mechanics that give you stuff, like you try to organize and see, oh, am I doing everything right there? And number 3 is actually units and redline. You always have to confirm whether or not you have the units that you were supposed to, that you're buffing, you know, because sometimes I'm just going to use some units for now and then I totally forget what I was doing. Okay, and for that maybe I can send out some guides or some assistance. Like you can use I use a spreadsheet and I use some images to ensure that I always know what units I'm going to be using on that army, you know, and I always like to ensure that I have that planned out. Of course, you don't need it, but sometimes you have that OCD and you want that. Not OCD, it's just a part of the strategic planning. So I'm going to plan out to take care of Zarnagrund here. Yeah. And because of it, I'm going to get all my armies close by. So, I'm going to have a lot of decision making here to do in terms of which armies go where. Yeah, but that's it. The Bretonnians are going to go all over that Dark Elf place and the Norse place in the New World. So, Legendary Lords. I can confederate Belligar, but I prefer to try and confederate Thorgrim in this case, because the the terrain is contiguous, and then I can later confederate Balagar. No. So, what do I have? Do I have some legendary battles here to do? Likely. Okay. Flaming cannon ammunition for the Spirit of Grimney, and then a rune. Yeah, it's kind of fine, but you know, it's not the best thing there. The missile resistance for Thunderbard units, I'm glad I got it, because fighting all those Dark Elves, I really needed that. What else? What else? So fighting some battles. This is difficult because some of these legendary battles I can no longer do them because it's not possible. Okay, I skipped a few turns. Malekith is trying to attack Skalf Gundredek, and I completely disagree with that Pyrrhic victory. I think there's a lot of monsters there, and I have a lot of anti-large. So, in the anti-infantry, I mean, the infantry units are not the best against my own, so there's not a lot of missiles there. So yeah, I think I can do a good job. But this is it's still a difficult one, but I don't believe that, especially with the 3 Thunder Barges, he doesn't do anything against those. Like every 2 shades would be taken out by any Thunder Barge. I can use the Harpoon against Malekith and other single entities. Yeah, I'm feeling good, especially with Gotrek and Felix there. Yeah. So here's the line. In this case, the Slayer Pirates are going to be the main target. The main target is going to be Malekith. And I'm putting the Doomseekers behind, and then I have the Giant Slayers and the other Slayers in front. Why? Because he has a lot of large entities. So I want to engage with the Doomseekers against the enemy infantry only after they have done their charge. You know, that sort of idea. And then the Thunder Barges would just go after the missile units and send a Harpoon against Malekith, and the other dragon. I forgot to check the other dragon. So yeah, lots of shots here. Malekith is going against... Look at the size of that thing. Malekith going against Felix. Lots of spells and abilities. They don't do a lot against dwarfs, you know. They do something. But you can't count on just that. And I'm sending Gotrek against Malekith. But most of the damage is being done by the missile units. So time to charge these guys with some Slayers. 1 Thunder Barge is luring 2 Shades. I think 3 Shades at one point. So that's exactly what I wanted. As long as you can keep those, yeah. And then the Thunder Barges are also shooting against this Black Dragon and those missile calves. Yeah, they're keeping the missile units busy, so now I get to have my Slayers attacking the proper targets. So I'm telling the Slayers to attack the Hydras and the Dragons, and honestly, these guys surrounded by Slayers that have been improved and enhanced, I mean, they're not gonna last for long. No matter how many bombard spells he has, yeah, they're not gonna do enough. That's a lot, by the way, but still, yeah, look at all the Hydras already half health. And Gotrek is still hitting here against Malekith. I can't see him, but he's there. And as soon as the enemy lord starts leaving, I mean, that's easy. But look at the size of the thing. I really love the animations here. In the meantime, the back of the enemy is completely broken. And yeah, just speed it up a little bit. Summon the Spirit of Grimney precisely to just shoot a couple of shots fired. I think I'm going to try to use the Harpoon against Malekith and fail miserably. But yep, that's a victory. Just need to hold on. Doomseekers, they're fine, but I find them just... You can't put them in the front line at all. It's weird that they don't get any, you know, anything to deal with missile units, you know, or anything like that. They don't have good missile resistance. They don't have a shield. They don't have any armor. You know, it's just so if you're going to use them, don't put them as front line. put them on the back, use the missile units to soak, or use the other slayers to soak, and then you send out the Doomseekers, and that feels great. Maybe the single entities as well, it can work really well. I mean, look at the kills on those Thunder Barges and the damage on those. But yeah, as I told you, I didn't agree with the Pyrrhic victory. Now here we are. Yeah, not a lot of damage done by any of these units, to be honest. Even the infantry did better. So yeah, Oathgold, or do I want... I think I want that. But that'll be for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.